On this day in history, October 8. On October 8, 1573, the Spanish Siege of Alkmaar came to an end, marking the first significant Dutch victory in the 80 Years' War. The citizens of Alkmaar, in the Netherlands, successfully resisted the Spanish forces led by Don Frederick, son of the infamous Duke of Alba. This victory boosted Dutch morale, and was a turning point in their fight for independence from Spanish rule. On October 8, 1645, Jeanne Mance, a French nurse and settler, opened Hôtel Dieu de Montréal, the first lay hospital in North America, located in what is now Montreal, Canada. Mance was one of the founders of Montreal, and dedicated her life to caring for the sick, playing a significant role in the development of healthcare in the New World. On October 8, 1856, the Arrow incident occurred, which triggered the Second Opium War between China and a coalition of Western powers, including Britain and France. Chinese officials boarded the British-registered ship Arawan and arrested its crew, claiming the ship was involved in piracy. Britain used this as a pretext to launch military action, seeking to expand trade privileges in China, especially the opium trade. On October 8, 1912, the First Balkan War began when Montenegro declared war on the Ottoman Empire, soon followed by Serbia, Bulgaria, and Greece. The war aimed to liberate the Balkan states from Ottoman rule and culminated in significant territorial changes, with the Ottoman Empire losing much of its European territory. On October 8, 1921, KDKA, a radio station in Pittsburgh, broadcast the first live radio coverage of a football game. The game, held at Forbes Field, featured the University of Pittsburgh against West Virginia University. This marked the beginning of sports broadcasting, which would eventually become a major part of media culture. On October 8, 1939, after the German invasion of Poland, Nazi Germany formally annexed Western Poland. This marked the beginning of the harsh occupation policies that would result in mass deportations, executions, and the persecution of Polish citizens and Jews, laying the foundation for atrocities committed during World War II. On October 8, 1956, Don Larson of the New York Yankees pitched the only perfect game in World Series history. In Game 5 of the series against the Brooklyn Dodgers, Larson retired all 27 batters without allowing a single hit or walk. His flawless performance remains one of the most iconic moments in Major League Baseball history. On October 8, 1962, the German magazine Der Spiegel published an article criticizing the poor state of the Bundeswehr, the West German military, revealing deficiencies in readiness and equipment. The magazine was soon accused of treason, leading to what became known as the Spiegel Affair, a political scandal that resulted in protests over freedom of the press, and led to the resignation of Defense Minister Franz Josef Strauss. On October 8, 1967, Che Guevara, the famous guerrilla leader and revolutionary, was captured by Bolivian forces with the assistance of the CIA. Guevara had been attempting to incite a revolution in Bolivia similar to the Cuban Revolution. He was executed the next day, and his death turned him into a martyr for revolutionary causes worldwide. On October 8, 1970, Alexander Solzhenitsyn, a Russian writer and dissident, was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for his works exposing the Soviet Union's Gulag labor camps and the oppression of political dissidents. His most famous work, The Gulag Archipelago, became a key text in exposing the brutality of Stalinist repression. On October 8, 1973, during the Yom Kippur War, Israel launched a failed counteroffensive against Egyptian positions in the Sinai Peninsula. More than 150 Israeli tanks were lost in the attack, dealing a severe blow to Israeli forces. The Yom Kippur War was a surprise assault by Egypt and Syria on Israel during the Jewish holy day of Yom Kippur, and the conflict shifted power dynamics in the Middle East. On October 8, 1974, Franklin National Bank collapsed due to widespread fraud and mismanagement. At the time, it was the largest bank failure in U.S. history. The collapse had significant consequences for the banking industry, leading to regulatory changes and increased scrutiny of financial institutions. On October 8, 1978, Ken Warby, an Australian speedboat racer, set the world water speed record at 275.97 knots, 511 kilometers per hour or 318 miles per hour, on Blowering Dam, Australia. Warby's record still stands today, making it one of the longest-held speed records in history. On October 8, 1982, the musical Cats, composed by Andrew Lloyd Webber, opened on Broadway after its successful London premiere. The show became one of the most successful musicals in history, running for nearly 18 years on Broadway and closing on September 10, 2000. It was renowned for its unique blend of music, choreography, and spectacle. On October 8, 1990, Israeli police clashed with Palestinian protesters near the Dome of the Rock in Jerusalem, killing 17 and wounding over 100. The incident occurred amid rising tensions over religious and political issues surrounding the Temple Mount, one of the most contested sites in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. On October 8, 1991, after the Brioni Agreement expired, Croatia and Slovenia officially severed all ties with Yugoslavia, marking a key moment in the Yugoslav Wars. This move followed Croatia and Slovenia's declarations of independence earlier in the year, leading to a violent breakup of the Yugoslav Federation and the start of prolonged conflicts in the Balkans. On October 8, 2001, in response to the September 11 attacks, U.S. President George W. Bush announced the establishment of the Office of Homeland Security. The office was tasked with coordinating national efforts to protect the United States from terrorist threats. It later became the Department of Homeland Security, DHS, a key agency in U.S. national security. On October 8, 2005, a devastating earthquake struck Kashmir, with a magnitude of 7.6. The disaster killed between 86,000 and 87,351 people, injured from 69,000 to 75,266 people, and left 2.8 million people homeless. The earthquake primarily affected Pakistan-administered Kashmir and parts of India, resulting in one of the worst humanitarian crises in the region's history. On October 8, 2014, Thomas Eric Duncan, the first person in the United States to be diagnosed with Ebola, died in Dallas, Texas. Duncan contracted the virus during the West African Ebola epidemic, and his death raised concerns about the spread of the virus in the U.S., leading to changes in health protocols and increased efforts to contain the outbreak. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. See you next time.